Hello everyone, I'm Yazan Ibrahim, or as some of you might know me, Yazan Abu Ghosh. Today we're going to dive into a fascinating and essential topic, Information Systems Operations and Business Continuity Management, 26%, concerned with ensuring continuity of services and secure operations. From Chapter 4, Part A, Information Systems Operations 4.9 Change, Configuration, Release and Patch. If you're a seasoned auditor or just curious to understand how information systems into business environments, you've come to the right place. Let's begin. Let's dive into a realm of IT operations that sits at the heart of smooth system functionality, change, configuration, release, and patch management. These interlinked disciplines are vital for organizations to maintain secure, reliable, and efficient systems. While they may seem like complex, abstract frameworks, in essence, they're structured processes designed to introduce changes without chaos, like choreographing a dance in a bustling system to ensure everyone plays their part without colliding. Change management navigating rivers of change. Imagine a river flowing smoothly, its course occasionally redirected by controlled dams or levees to prevent overflow or disruptions downstream. This carefully managed flow mirrors the concept of change management. In IT, this is the process that ensures changes, whether to hardware, software, configurations, or even network devices, move through a logical, systematic journey without disrupting the larger system. Here's how the process works. Before any change is made, it's crafted and tested in a dedicated development or test environment. Think of this stage like a safe sandbox, where engineers and developers can let their ideas roam freely while ensuring nothing breaks. Once the change passes these tests, it's moved to the quality assurance (QA) environment. Here the engineers wear their detective hats, inspecting every corner to eliminate potential problems. Only after rigorous testing and approval does the change move to its final destination, the production environment. The production environment is sacred ground. Think of it as the stage in a Broadway theatre. It's where everything needs to work perfectly, as this is the environment users and customers interact with directly. Is Information systems operations act as the gatekeepers here. They double check that the production setup remains secure, reliable, and unaffected by new changes. But it's not just testing that makes change management effective. It's the procedures in place to guide every step. These detailed procedures ensure roles and responsibilities are clear, documentation is updated, data is accurately converted, and legal or compliance issues are addressed before the curtain rises. Perhaps most critically, every change should come with a rollback plan, a backup strategy that allows technicians to revert to the original state if issues arise. It's the equivalent of an undo button for IT environments, a lifesaver, sometimes quite literally for businesses. Patch management, bridging vulnerabilities. Software patches act like repairs to tiny cracks in a dam. Without adequate patching, these cracks can widen, threatening the integrity of the system and leaving it exposed to potential risks. Patch management, then, is the proactive and organized approach to finding, testing, and applying these critical fixes across systems. Why is this crucial? Systems, like any structure, naturally accumulate vulnerabilities over time due to bugs, outdated code, or new security threats. Applying patches ensures the system stays robust against those growing risks. But patching isn't as straightforward as slapping duct tape on a crack. It requires care, precision, and most importantly, testing. After all, some patches can create new problems while solving others, truly the IT equivalent of treating a cough and accidentally causing a headache. Experts in patch management recommend always testing patches on secondary or non-critical systems first. This is like trialing a medicine on a small safe scale before rolling it out to the general population. Backups of existing systems are also essential so that if something does go wrong, recovery is swift. Today, organizations often rely on specialized tools to automate the patching process, enabling quicker deployment. But even automation must be underpinned by a well-documented and flexible procedure to ensure each patch does more good than harm. At its core, patch management is not just about keeping systems up to date, it's about staying guarded in an ever-changing security landscape, proving once again that it's as vital for operations as vigilant cybersecurity practices. Release management. When it comes to introducing new software changes to users, release management steps in with the finesse of a symphony conductor. Whether it's a massive system overhaul or a quick bug fix, release management is the structured process that ensures changes are delivered harmoniously, without chaos. Releases can be categorized into three distinct types, each with its own challenges. First, we have major releases. These are significant transformations. Think of them as an entirely new orchestral symphony premiering, complete with months of rehearsals and robust testing. Major releases focus on new functionality and tend to happen at scheduled intervals, whether annually, quarterly, or otherwise. Minor releases, on the other hand, are like perfecting a melody in an existing arrangement. They address smaller issues such as reliability problems or minor enhancements. Although they require the same rigorous planning and testing as major releases, minor releases are quicker and more focused due to their smaller scope. Then there are the emergency releases. These are akin to a musician dropping their instrument mid-performance and the conductor having to fix the situation immediately. Emergency releases happen when critical changes are needed, often to prevent downtime or security compromises. Because of their urgency, these changes may involve limited testing, making them higher risk. However, organizations always try to avoid emergency changes by investing in proactive planning and management. No matter the type of release, the process involves careful planning and collaboration. Teams must agree on what exactly is being released, when it's happening, and how it will be deployed. If the release spans multiple regions, units, or customer bases, the rollout may be phased, introducing changes gradually to minimize disruptions. Contingency plans, including rollback strategies, are also essential to maintain stability, especially if things don't go as planned. Configuration management, keeping the blueprint intact. Now let's pull back and think about how all this interplay works. A system is like a complex machine made up of countless interconnected parts. Configuration management ensures that every piece of that machine is documented, monitored, and always in its planned state. It's the ongoing task of capturing the blueprint of your digital world, staying inventory aware, understanding dependencies, and keeping chaos at bay. Consider an organization deploying frequent software updates. Without configuration management, it's like navigating a maze blindfolded, but with it, there's a clear map to follow, making troubleshooting and coordination vastly simpler. The big picture of control change management, patching, releases, and configuration practices may seem like separate pieces, but together, these processes form a web of control that underpins reliable operations in any organization. They ensure that as businesses innovate and systems evolve, stability and security aren't sacrificed for progress. When executed well, these disciplines create an environment where risk is mitigated, users are delighted, and the IT landscape remains robust, even in the face of constant change. Thank you for watching, and as always, continue learning. Stay curious, and we'll see you next video.